So last week, the editor of Mother Jones magazine, which is a fantastic left-leaning progressive magazine, her name is Clara Jeffery, she tweeted something that was absurd. I like her otherwise, but she tweeted something that was really silly, and I want to show it to you, and then we can have a discussion all about it. This is what she tweeted last week. It has since been deleted, but here we go. Creeping Christian nationalism alert. Alaska Air flight attendant just wished us a blessed night as we landed in San Francisco, to groans. Other adjectives that would have sufficed. Great, awesome, fabulous, amazing, fantastic. As my roommate said, this ain't Montgomery, sweetie. So she was on a flight to San Francisco. She landed, and when the flight attendant was like, all right, everyone, have a good night, the flight attendant said, have a blessed night. And this person got very, very mad about it. And the whole airline groaned. It's like Trump saying they all had tears in their eyes. Yeah, I'm sure they all cared. So it's a weird thing to tweet for a couple reasons. One, I don't know. I'm an atheist. I would notice if someone said, have a blessed day, have a blessed night. Like, my ears would ring for like a second, and then I'd be like, whatever. Not what I prefer you to say, but whatever. It's like going to a mall and having someone say Merry Christmas to you. Do I wish they would have said like Happy Holidays? Maybe. But more likely, I'm just like, all right, Merry Christmas to you too. I don't think about it that much. It's just not a thing I'm going to waste any energy being mad about. Why would I get mad about it? It's a knee-jerk response for some people. But the bigger issue here is the very first thing she said, that this is creeping Christian nationalism. And listen, I cover Christian nationalism all the time. I'm not pretending I'm an expert on it. But what is Christian nationalism? Christian nationalism, however you want to define it, I guess, is basically when people think our nation was founded on a specific type of Christianity, and therefore that the government has an obligation to pass laws in accordance with those conservative Christian beliefs. So Ryan Walters trying to get a KJV Bible in every classroom, that's Christian nationalism. Donald Trump saying like we need to, privilege Christians in the government or whatever, that's Christian nationalism. Someone saying have a blessed night when you're getting off a flight, that is not even close to Christian nationalism. That's just someone trying to be polite and get you the hell off their plane so that they can just get on with their job. It's not that big a deal. It's not even a skirmish in the culture war. It's just someone doing her damn job. All you're supposed to do in that situation is say, thanks, bye, or just walk off the plane and say nothing. Grab your carry-on and leave. Move on with your life. That's all you do. Now, one piece of consolation to this is that it looked like even liberals were like, the hell are you talking about? And a bunch of people began offering their thoughts on this. And again, her tweet is deleted, but this is Tim Alberta, who has written about being a former evangelical and how disturbed he is by what it is now. Not here for the pile-on, just want to highlight the danger that Professor Samuel Perry and Andrew Whitehead and others have spoken about. Those are two experts on Christian nationalism. When we deploy Christian nationalism with such cartoonish imprecision that Americans become desensitized to a real threat. And that's true. When you say everything is Christian nationalism, nothing is Christian nationalism. And that's a problem because Christian nationalism is a very real thing that we ought to be concerned about. So don't call everything that, because it's not. Not everything is persecution. Not everything is like cancel culture. Like, stick to what it actually is. Not everything is woke. For what it's worth, in my experience, the Venn diagram between people who wish you a blessed day and people who advocate a theocratic takeover of our governing institutions is non-existent. Fair point. There were a couple other messages that I thought were really interesting. This is from one person. As a longtime Mother Jones reader, this tweet from its EIC is embarrassing. At their best, Mother Jones does some of the best investigative reporting out there. At their worst, they come across as the archetypal smug liberals looking down their noses at the vulgarity of the lower classes. And that's the thing. Like, Stop pretending like what this flight attendant did was a big deal. It's not. And by saying it is, it's basically dismissing a whole bunch of potential readers that you want to reach. This is from Sam Perry, one of those Christian nationalist experts, who said two kinds of events drive Google searches for Christian nationalism. The first is right wing politicians openly embracing the label. The second is lefty media people misapplying the label to normal, innocuous Christian stuff. And both of them drive more searches than January 6th did, which is depressing. Basically, even the king of Christian nationalism, in terms of being an expert on it, is like, that ain't it. I appreciated this comment as well. I'm an atheist who regularly advocates about the dangers of Christian nationalism. Someone saying to have a blessed night is at the bottom of my concerns. Yup, right on. I also found this interesting. You know who's said the word blessed a whole bunch? This person named Clara Jeffery, who has said repeatedly, San Francisco is blessed with mostly temperate weather. The Bay Area has been blessed with some great public health officials, blessed to have a kid, whatever. All that's fine. Does anyone think she's religious when she says that? No, it's just a word you use. And I get that context matters. But even in the flight attendant's case, we don't necessarily know what the tone of it was. There's a difference between, thanks for flying with Alaska Airlines, have a blessed day, and like, have a blessed day, or something like that. Like, I don't know how she said it. I'm guessing it was the former. It's not that big of a deal. One other thing I would mention here is that if you actually want to be upset at Alaska Airlines about anything, you know what you should be upset about? This is what they actually used to do on their airlines. They used to give you a tray full of food on long flights that said things like this. They used to give you Bible cards with your meal. That's a very real thing that this entire airline used to do. Just random Bible verses along with your shitty dinner. And when they stopped putting prayer cards in your meals? And some of you are like, I didn't know they serve meals on airplanes. It's true. They didn't do this, by the way, to convert passengers. They did it because they thought it was good marketing. And so they did it in like the 70s and it was popular, and then they go out of style. It wasn't until 2006 that they stopped doing it. Here's an article from the Seattle Times. Again, look at the date here. This is January 25th, 2012. But basically, Alaska Airlines stopped doing this in 2006, and they only were giving them out to like first class passengers on long distance flights, mostly because those are the only ones that got food on trays, unlike, the peasants who get a little bag of peanuts or something. And then by 2012, they were gone entirely. And why were they gone? What did they say? Check this out. This difficult decision was not made lightly, Alaska Air Group CEO said, and the president said. Some of you enjoy the cards and associate them with our service. At the same time, we've heard from many of you who believe religion is inappropriate on an airplane. So then they stopped in 2012. But like, that would at least be a little closer to Christian nationalism. It actually isn't. It doesn't fit the bill at all. But that's a bigger concern in terms of Christianity taking over someone's life than someone saying have a blessed day. I will also point out that a writer I really respect, Chrissy Stroop, has written an article on the website Religion Dispatches, basically taking me to task on everything I just told you here, saying it is a big, even if it's not Christian nationalism, a flight attendant saying have a blessed day is a big deal. It's not innocuous. And to try to give you the best version of Chrissy's argument, I think my takeaway from the article is that it is definitely a form of Christian privilege, which I think is accurate. Like, you can say have a blessed day because everyone's used to that language, just like you could say Merry Christmas and everyone's just kind of used to that. And I agree with that. It is a form of Christian privilege. I'm just saying it's a form of Christian privilege that's so universal, at least in the US, that in terms of what I'm going to get angry about, that one's not high on the list. That's my concern about that. Chrissy also brought up if this person said something with an Islamic flavor to it, assalamu alaikum, something like that. I probably said it wrong. But if they said something representing another religion, everyone would have noticed. It would have been a bigger story. And I also think that's true. But I think for a lot of people, saying have a blessed day, have a blessed night, they don't really see that as a religious thing. It's just something they say. I think I have also heard from someone who said blessed is also a word pagans use. We don't know. Maybe this lady's pagan and she's like, we're all in San Francisco now. Who knows? So again, context matters. I don't know why Clara Jeffery deleted that tweet. I hope it's just because she realized it was dumb and not because she didn't want to hear all the criticism. But there you go. I'll stop there with that story. What other questions we got here? My rural community says blessed or namaste. A lot of things. Don't care. Do they really say namaste? I'm surprised by that. Outside of a yoga studio, maybe I'm surprised. But again, yeah, I've heard it in certain contexts, and I don't know, I've gotten over worrying about that. Just like when someone says bless you after I sneeze or something, I'm going to assume you don't mean it in a religious way, and I'm not going to spend any time thinking about it. A lot of drama junkies adding drama where there is none. Right? Come on, you're on a plane, just get off and go to wherever it is you're going. It's San Francisco. It's awesome. There's cool places to go. Don't worry about what that lady said to you. Why do we bless someone when they sneeze, but excuse ourselves when we cough or fart? That's a good point. I want all of you, if you ever hear someone fart, to say bless you and just see what happens. It'll be fun. Oh, thanks for that donation. Christianity was my favorite religion. You'd get a plate full of money every Sunday. Wow. Amen. Talk about filled with the Holy Spirit. But I learned quickly, do not get between a pastor and his money. I forgot if we have a story on pastors and money today, but soon. Thank you so much for that, Guitar Dog.